From Dallas to Los Angeles and a screen near you, here is B Wildcat 2.
Well, boys and girls, welcome back to East Lansing, Michigan today, as we got a good one here in week 4 of the college football season. It'll be the Michigan State Spartans taking on the Eastern Michigan Eagles in a game where Michigan State is a heavy favorite against these Eastern Michigan Eagles. But, you know, nothing is scripted in college football, so let me turn it over to the host of this week's radio broadcast, and we'll get into the action. Thank you, and hello everybody from East Lansing, Michigan. Michigan State takes on the Eastern Michigan Eagles here in week 4, and this is, of course, stepping out of commentator mode. This is my Online Dynasty, featuring the Michigan State Spartans as they'll take on the Eastern Michigan Eagles here. And, well, here we go. So here comes the Michigan State Spartans. They're looking to run out of their tunnel, and they will head out on the field for this week's game. Michigan State comes in at 3-0, and Eastern Michigan comes in at 1-2. Disappointing for the Eagles, even if they are not a heavy powerhouse team. They are looking to pull a shocker off over these Michigan State Spartans, ranked number 9 in the country, as we take on the Eastern Michigan Eagles here in week 4. So we are heavy favorites, so let's see how much they get blown out by. Surprisingly, Eastern Michigan comes out with a 7-0 lead before Michigan State gets the ball back on offense, and Perkins will find Nathan Johnson on that little slant pattern, I guess you'd call it, over the middle of the field. Nathan Johnson gets to about the 40-yard line. It'll be another 1st and 10 as Perkins was able to find him in stride, and Johnson made the play. 1st and 10, Perkins under center. He's got 2 backs in the backfield, and he will take the snap and hand off to Johnson on the draw play, and Johnson's going to get upended but still get the first down as he gets across midfield to about the Eastern Michigan 48-yard line. Mike Johnson there with a nice run, and then at the end he just gets flip-flopped up on his backside to the 48-yard line. So here we go, 2nd down and 13 after the negative rush by Mike Johnson there. Perkins, he's going to take the snap. He's dropping back in the shotgun, looking deep over the middle of the field. McGill, and he's in the end zone. What a catch by McGill. Justin McGill that has continued his explosiveness here in the early part of the season, as I believe that is his 5th touchdown reception on the year, and it'll put the Michigan State Spartans back in this ball game as they are just the extra point away from tying this one up, as Perkins found McGill in stride over the middle of the field, and McGill did the rest and got in the end zone as we have a tie ball game at 7-7. First quarter almost ending here, 40 seconds to go, 7-7 ball game. Perkins, he's looking, dropping back, throwing to the right side, and he throws an interception. Perkins should not have thrown that pass, and the defender made him pay for it. I believe that was Kirk Russell. Don't quote me on that. Let me check my. No, that's not it. I'll check my roster here in just a second, but you see, nice interception though. Terrific, heck of a play there. Perkins now, here we're in the second quarter after Michigan State gave up a touchdown, 14-7 deficit. Finding McGill is Perkins over the middle of the field, and he's going to get the first down as they're inside the 35-yard line now, down by a touchdown here with 5:37 to go in the second quarter. Perkins under center, drops back, he's going to look to throw. Perkins throws it to the left side. What a catch by Starks, and he held on as he was getting dragged to the ground. You'll see it again here. Perkins stood in the pocket, found Starks, and James Starks held on to that pass if he was being drilled, and he doesn't have anything nice to say to that Eastern Michigan defender there. 2nd and 6 after the 4-yard rush. Perkins under center. He'll take the snap, drop back. He's looking to throw. Throws it to McGill, and Justin McGill has got wide open space in front of him, and they're not going to get him. Touchdown, Michigan State, and we are back in the ball game, tied at 14 if they can make the extra point now with 3:54 to go in the first half. Perkins stood in there. The blitz was coming, and he found his receiver, Justin McGill. Again, his 2nd touchdown connection to McGill here in the first half as they tie up this ball game at 14 apiece. And a heck of an effort right there from Perkins to McGill. 14-14 with 2:57 to go here in the first half. Perkins will drop back and hand off to Johnson on the draw play. They like running that draw play, and it gets them 8 yards this time. It'll be 2nd and 2 coming up for Michigan State as Perkins will go under center now. 2nd and 2 coming up. Perkins hand off to Johnson. Johnson's got the first down and more, up to about the 42-43 yard line. And Mike Johnson now has 10 carries for 50 yards, averaging 5 per carry. Now 2nd and 6, under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Perkins hand off to Johnson again. Johnson's got room, and Johnson gets the first down inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line. Another big run by Mike Johnson there, keeping the ball on the ground and keeping the chains moving. And Michigan State slowly but surely is driving down the field here before the first half is over. 1st and 10 now with 1:45 to go. Perkins in the shotgun. He's got Johnson to his right. Fakes the handoff to Bradley, actually, and finds McGill deep inside the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal from the 4. What a tremendous effort, as the backup David Bradley was in for that play as Johnson needed some rest on the sideline, and he faked it beautifully, and McGill caught it at the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal with 1:10 to go. Perkins looking, throws to the left side, and it gets intercepted by Robinson. And Robinson is going to return it. Robinson's got a big return. Nobody's going to catch the man, the sophomore from Michigan. Oh my goodness. Touchdown, Eastern Michigan. And suddenly they will take the lead here before the first half is over, as Michigan State drove inside the 5-yard line and looked to take the first half lead into halftime. But then a sudden pick six by Robinson there gives Eastern Michigan the lead and the momentum right back. And that's how quickly a college football game can turn, folks. 44 seconds to go here in the first half. Perkins will go under center. He's got 4 wide, 2 on each side. Perkins, he's dropping back. He's looking to throw. He's going to go deep over the middle of the field. That is McGill. A nice catch by McGill. As now with 39 seconds to go, they will take their first time out. 2nd and 10, 35 seconds to go. Perkins, he'll drop back from the shotgun. He'll look to throw. Throwing it across the middle of the field. That's Starks. And Starks is going to get in the end zone. And that's a touchdown. And this quick striking Michigan State offense, they can put points up in a hurry, folks. They have the explosiveness to do it. And James Starks was the last man to receive that one. His first touchdown reception on the game. Perkins' 3rd touchdown throw of the game, as he just found Starks in stride, and he was a good 5 yards in front of the closest defender. And they tie the ball game up as we head to the 3rd quarter. 5:05 to go now in the 3rd quarter. Perkins, he'll have the ball back, and he'll take the snap and hand off to Johnson on the delay, and Johnson will pick up 12 carries for 59 yards for Johnson now, as it'll be 2nd and 5. 4:40 now left in the 3rd quarter as a handoff to Johnson on 2nd and 5. Will get them the first down. He almost breaks out of the tackle, gets to about the 40-yard line for another Michigan State first down. So Johnson not having a big game, but he is definitely coming through when he's needed to, and he's gaining consistent gains of 5 to 6 yards per carry, which is all you can ask of him. That's all you can ask him to do. 1st and 10 now. Michigan State comes out in the I formation. Perkins will delay it to Johnson again. They love running that halfback draw play, and you can see why, as that gains them 9 yards there, as Johnson gets the run there for 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 1 coming up for the Spartans now, as they're looking to take their first lead of the ball game. 2nd and 11 now after the negative 1 yard rush is Perkins. He'll drop back. He's looking to throw. Perkins deep down the right sideline, caught by Wright, and Wright is going to break a tackle, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan State, and they have indeed taken their first lead of the ball game, as Perkins wound up and threw it deep down the right sideline, and Mike Wright, with a heck of a catch, breaks a tackle at the 5 and says, "I want to go to the end zone." Touchdown, Sparty, their first lead of the game. As now 28-21 with 1:39 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Perkins in the shotgun looking on 1st and 10, finding his tight end Nathan Johnson, and Johnson will get down to about the 40-yard line. And Perkins now not the best of games. He's 10 of 24 for 337 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Now 1st and 10 in the shotgun again. Perkins, the draw to Johnson. It's been working all day. Gets them 5 yards there, and you see why. They've been running it all day long because they can get consistent gains of 5 or more yards. At 2nd and 5 with almost a minute left here in the third quarter in a 28-21 ball game, Perkins drops back looking to throw. Throws it deep to the right side. That's Mike Wright again. Says, no, sir, not that pitiful arm tackle. I want to go to the end zone, and I'm going to do it again. And Michigan State now trying to extend their lead. They have extended it to 13 with the extra point pending, as Wright had 2 defenders trying to tackle him, but they both collided into each other, and Wright was able to make that play into the end zone. So 35-21 as Coach Big Troll is loving it, the offensive coordinator here. 35-28, 3:39 to go here in the fourth quarter as Perkins, he'll drop back on 1st and 10 and find McGill almost to midfield as they're just looking to keep the ball in play, and they are looking to come out of this game with a victory. It's been much closer than anybody thought it would be, especially with Eastern Michigan in town, but they lead by a touchdown now as this Eastern Michigan team does not want to die. 1st and 10, Perkins hands off to Johnson on the delay again, and Johnson's going to get about 7 there on the halfback draw play. They love running that draw play, folks, as it gets them 7 that time. 2nd and 3 now. 1st and 10, 2:50 to go, and Perkins, he looks. He's going to throw. Throws at the left sideline, intended for Wright, but that's intercepted by Robinson, his 2nd on the game. Will he return this one? No, he gets clobbered at the 41-yard line. But why would you throw it in that situation? Now with 2:40 to go, this could be big for Eastern Michigan. You don't want to give them any momentum because they will take something like this and take it to their advantage, and that might be what they'll do as they have the ball at their own 40-yard line now with 2:40 to go, and they can tie up this ball game easily. Sure enough, Michigan State did let the game be tied. 55 seconds to go. Perkins got to make a play here over the middle, and it's intercepted by Johnson. Oh no! And this is what Eastern Michigan needed. They could win this game. They got 48 seconds and all 3 timeouts. What are you doing, Perkins? He was trying to make a play. 25 seconds to go, they get the ball back. Perkins, 1st and 10, he gets sacked, and it'll be a loss of 9, 2nd and 19 with 22 seconds to go in a tie game. Here we go, 2nd and 19, Perkins, he's got 3 wide to the right, 4 total, and he's in the shotgun with his running back to his left. Perkins throws it deep to the left side, Starks, and he caught it! Starks is going to go to the end zone! Touchdown! With 9 seconds to go! Michigan State! Oh my goodness, I'm thinking I'm going to have a heart attack if they keep playing this way. Oh my goodness. What a catch by Starks over his defender. Tried to waste some clock by running it towards the right, but then eventually gets in the end zone. And now Eastern Michigan will have 1 play at the end zone to try to tie this ball game up. 5 seconds to go, 2nd and 16. He's throwing it from his own end zone. Got to go 100-plus yards in 9 and 1 second. And that's intercepted. And Michigan State survives an Eastern Michigan scare. And they hold on to win this one 42-35. Oh my goodness, that was way closer than it needed to be. But your Michigan State Spartans now are 4-0 as number 9 in the country. And they've got a big game next week as they'll be taking on the Ohio State Buckeyes. And they've got, if they want to be a contender in this Big Ten conference, they're going to have to at least keep it close with Ohio State. You'll have to come back next week to see how they'll do, how they'll fare against the tough Buckeyes team. Both teams will come into the game at 4-0 as Ohio State defeated UAB earlier this afternoon by a final score of 31-17. So Michigan State survives a scare of epic proportions as your player of the game is Justin McGill. He had 6 catches for 235 yards and 2 touchdowns on the game. He had a huge game, and that's one of the main reasons that they actually held on and won this game late. He and Starks had a big game. In fact, you got to include Wright in there too, because Wright had a huge game as well. He had 2 touchdown receptions. But Michigan State, they survived for another week. They're still early in this in this college football season. They're a third of the way through it, as they've already played 4 games and are 4-0. So you guys have to come back next week as we will look to become 5-0 as we'll take on the Ohio State Buckeyes. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I thank you for watching, and I encourage you to come back next week for the Ohio State game, because that's going to be probably who will decide. It's probably going to decide who will be facing off if they play again. They could be playing again, depending upon how they do in the rest of the regular season. But it depends. It all will come down to next week's game, and will revenge be on the minds of Michigan State, as they barely lost a heartbreaker last year in the Horseshoe. Come back next week as we take on the Buckeyes. See you then.